So next we're going to upload our theme files into the appropriate folder in the Concrete5 install. So I'm going to do this via an FTP client. Now I'm going to log into our local web server, which is on our local area network, but as I mentioned before, it really doesn't matter where the web server is or which operating system is running, as long as Concrete5 is already installed and up and running. So I'm just using a FileZilla FTP client, and here you can see all the files which make up this directory here. And on the right hand side I've got my Concrete5 installation. So as you can see, we've got a few subfolders here, and right down the bottom index.php, which is the main file that Concrete5 uses to basically do its thing. But you'll notice that there's a themes folder. So top level of Concrete5 install themes. By default there won't be anything in here, but let's create our own theme directory. So we'll call it MyCorp in this example, and this is the folder into which we're going to upload our files. So what we're going to upload is our PHP files, in this case default, standard and view, the descriptor files, which are thumbnail and description, and of course any of the files that are referenced by our PHP files. So in this instance our cascading style sheet file is referenced, as are all the files in the images directory. Our original HTML files we can just leave, we don't need them, they won't be used, only these PHP files will be used. So I'll just drag this over and upload it, and bingo, there we go. Okay, so all our files are now ready to go and ready to install into Concrete5. Now that we have our theme files uploaded, it's time to go to Concrete5 in the dashboard and change to our new theme. So as you can see, I've just got the standard Concrete5 install here, straight out of the box. Let's go to our dashboard. Need to log in as administrator, of course. Okay, and then we go to pages and themes. These are the default themes that are installed along with the standard Concrete5 installation. So these three here: dark chocolate, plain yogurt, and green salad theme. And underneath that, there's themes available to install, which you can see now. This is the thumbnail.png that's showing. And these two lines of text are coming out of our description.txt. So this is why it's very important, especially if you have multiple themes over a period of time at a website, so you can easily identify what's what. Okay, so to install it, hit the install button, and there we go. Here's the theme. So it's default.php, standard and view. Now you do only need, as I mentioned before, default.php and view PHP for single pages. Standard PHP though is one we've added, and as you can see here, this file will automatically be used by the standard page type. So we can give a page the type of standard, and then it will use this template as opposed to the default template. Now if you don't have a page type called standard, then in this screen you'll be prompted to create one. There will be a checkbox there. Leave it on, and you'll get another button down here to activate and create the page types that you have checked on. So that's very important as well. In this scenario though, we already have a page type called standard, so it's a little bit different from out of the box. We have in the past installed a theme here that had the standard page type. So in this case we can just return to themes. Likewise, if you only have default and view PHP, we can just hit the return to themes button. You won't be prompted to do anything else. So let's do that. And now, as you can see, it's just put it under the themes list. It's installed, and we've got a few buttons here, but the most important one is probably to activate it. So to activate the theme, to make it go live, hit the activate button. And again, very important to note, I mean, this is a brand new website, so by activating it we're not going to wreck anything. But if you already have an existing website with an existing theme, and you come along and upload a new theme, unless all the content area names match 100%, your new website theme will remove content areas. So for example, if your old theme, which you put in place last year, MyCorp 2010, has a navigation area, top navigation, instead of being called top nav, maybe it's called top navigation, which is a different name. And then you come along here with a new theme, and we no longer have top navigation, we've got top nav. If we were to install that, you would lose the top navigation content on all your pages in one swoop. So that's very important to keep in mind. Like I said, in this example, it's a brand new site, we don't have that problem, but when you upgrade a theme, keep your content area names exactly the same, otherwise you'll have to go through each page and re-add blocks of content, whether that's navigation, HTML, WYSIWYG, etc. Those will simply no longer appear if there's no area for them to appear in with the same name. Okay, so let's activate this theme and then we'll go and have a look. Now finally, we've got our theme uploaded, we've installed it in Concrete5, so let's have a look at it in action and see what's going on. Okay, so a couple of things stand out immediately. First of all, across the top here you'll see you've got the Concrete5 edit admin bar. Now this is there because we put those blocks in, the header block and the footer block, which are very important to Concrete5. So Concrete5 knows that we're logged in and it's added this across the top. Likewise, if we would actually sign out, Concrete5 is still putting things in to that header block. You can see, for example, we've got the title of the page, so we didn't have a title in our template files, but Concrete5 will add that for us. And if we have a quick look at the source code, so we've got, here's our HTML comment which shows the Concrete5 start in our head block, so that's part of the code that we pasted in. And then you'll see the Concrete5 end. Now everything between this is generated by Concrete5. So you can see there's meta tags, there's some JavaScript, as well as links to cascading style sheets, external Concrete JavaScript files, another style sheet, another JavaScript file. So it's added all this in addition to what we had there, which was simply the CSS link. And you can see that, for example, we also didn't need this in our template, so we could remove that because Concrete5 has already put one in for us as well. So that's all there. So again with the footer, let's have a look. Yeah, okay, so we can see that it hasn't put a footer in yet. We mustn't have any Google Analytics code or anything like that defined in the dashboard. But you see here, this is the main content area that we copied and pasted in, so it's the start and the end there. So everything between here is coming straight out of the Concrete5 content management system. So that's the content in action. Okay, so another thing, of course, that's obviously very wrong is we don't have a top navigation anymore. We've got the space for it. We don't actually have it. So what we need to do is just log in again, return to the website, and now we can edit this page. So across here, we wanted our navigation, so we'll go to edit mode. You'll see that the dashed bordered boxes are the content areas where we can add content. This one here already has content, and there's 2 content blocks inside this content area. So there's this one, which is what you see is what you get box, and another box down here. You can add more content blocks into an area, of course, and with the navigation we certainly want to add at least 1. Okay, so let's add the auto nav block, and we want pages to appear on the sitemap border. That's fine. Now we want the top level of pages only to appear. We don't want 1,000 pages in here. It's going to be very limited, and we'll just add that as is. Okay, so as you can see, these are the pages in Concrete5 in the sitemap, the top level, and they've been put into the navigation. Now we don't want to add another nav top block. We really only ever want the one, because otherwise it'll throw our design out. So at this point we're ready to exit edit mode, publish, and there's our navigation. Now it looks a bit different to what we had before, and this is quite normal, so let's fix this up. We can go into our style sheet file. Let's go text decoration none, don't want that horrible underline. And now we've made a change to the cascading style sheet file, which is referenced by the theme. Let's upload that guy, which we've just changed. Yep, please overwrite that. And then we'll go back to our page and hit refresh, and the underline is gone. So you don't need to re-upload the entire theme or go through any other process. If you want to make a change to any of the theme files, the images, the PHP files, the cascading style sheet files, all you need to do at this point is change them, upload them, and bang, your changes become active straight away. Okay, so that's it. So we've gone through creating a theme from scratch, basically just with a couple of HTML files, all the way through to installing and activating it in Concrete5.